Love is so precious and dangerous. Love is so polite and aggressive. Love is so patient and fleeting. Love is so tiny and great. Love is so small and big. Love is so silent and loud. Love is so hidden and everything all at the same time. You see, love is so understanding and jealous. You'll understand that everything it is we're fighting for is love. Whatever form or shape you might call it, whether it's fame, recognition, acceptance, validation, it all comes down to admiration. You wish people to value you, you wish people to accept you, to love you. And God, in His greater sense, He doesn't say, I have love, He says, I am love. You see, beyond love there is nothing. Except love there is nothing. Love, when it comes, it wants to occupy all the space. Love precedes, it produces every other quality, happiness, peace, or whatever. Love comes and everything comes, satisfaction comes. When there is no love, nothing exists. With our families, whatever is holding us, whatever bonds that are created there, it's love. You see, when our families are angry at us, when we give up on our families, it's because we have lost love. It's either from their side or on our side. We are out here scattered, fighting so hard, hurting ourselves because we want love. I want to go back and feed my family, and at the end of the day, I want to be loved. I want to be accepted. The society, the rules that we observe, if it wasn't for love, I wouldn't be observing all these rules. If I was observing the rules and what I only get is hate, forget me in observing those rules. Just keep piling in them. No matter how tall they can be, they will never scare me. Because the absence of love is nothing. The absence of love is violence, aggressive. That is why love is jealous. Except love, nothing exists. People become so vicious, people become so violent, people are thugs, people are doing all sorts of crimes and sins because they've lost love of everything. Either love for themselves, love for life, love for time. People are tired of living because they've lost love for time. I want to touch on the specific sense of people being violent. Those people hate. Deep down within them, it's not that they just want to do cruelty for fun. No, it's not like that. Hatred abounded in their heart. The absence of love really drives us crazy. You will quit even before you try because love is not there. We go to school, it's love for something. You can't tell me there is no love. If it's not love for the books and playing with numbers and words, it's either love for money. Our minds, everything that functions, it functions because of love. Everything that is needed, that is created, it's because of love. In order for you to be creative, to fall in love with a certain project, with a certain habit, with a certain development, with a certain construction, you need to fall in love with something, either the idea, the opinion, the outcome of it, the result, the reward. You need to fall in love with those things. If there is no point in those things, if those things aren't gratifying enough, if those things aren't satisfying enough, you won't be able to build life, to even get off the bed from the first place, to even get started from the first place. Every journey, you see, every connection, it comes from love. The power that brings it together, it is love. The mechanism, the dynamics of life itself, love began everything. The person who designed this world, he had to fall in love with what he was creating. No wonder after creation, God will say, it is good. He felt in love with what he was doing. He prepared this world so caring, so provisional to us, so protective to us, so productive to us because he loved us. It makes total sense for God not to say, I have love, but to say, I am love. Hence, whatever that comes from there, from him who is the beginning of everything, is an extension of love. No wonder what we ought to do forever in this life is to love. No wonder in his word, the final command that came out of his mouth himself, the Lord Jesus Christ, is love your God, love your neighbor. At the end, love stands. No rules, no laws exist but love. You see everything in operation, everything in movement. When love is withdrawn, it collapses, it stops existing, it stops making sense, it stops having the purpose. The purpose behind is love. You see, we are not doing things for the idea of doing them. That is why I came to an understanding that when you are sitting with people, it's either your roommate or your parents, as you argue about silly things, as you argue about leaky things, come down to the understanding, come down to the conclusion that it's not the thing that we're fighting for. It's not the job that matters, you see. You see people going away from, you see people disconnecting from people, distancing themselves, thinking they'll find satisfaction in money, in material. No, you won't, because things can love you. Love comes from what has the propensity, what has the ability to give love. I came to the understanding that Christianity itself, to do it correctly, to follow, to live it the way, you see, the kind of satisfaction, the kind of guarantee that you need in order to know that you're walking right in your Christian faith is the fruits of love. To have so much love in your heart for God, it will keep you intact. It will keep you under instruction, under obedience. You see, you won't worry about sin, you won't worry about every doctrine, every complexity there is in religion if you love God and love people, just like as He has put it. You see, every habit, every action, every effort will be in alignment. There are a lot of habits and efforts that are in futility because they are not done from the source of love, but from the source of ego, from the source of vengeance, from the source of hatred. Hence, the purpose of it all is useless. At the end, love will prove its jealousy. At the end, love will come back to show its vanity. It will show the void inside. Because within us is a big space that only love can fill. You see, it's not about being great, it's not about being tough. It's perfect when it's love. That is why love is described in the Bible. It doesn't seek for its own. Love seeks to embrace, to empower, not to discourage. You hear people speaking about hitting yourself hard to the gym, but when you look at their mentality, these people are angry, these people are proving certain points, and love always shows them when they sleep at night and they're asking themselves, why am I doing this? What's the purpose of it all? They feel the void, they feel the vanity of it. You see, when they are in action, when they are distracting themselves with all these operations and functions, they think they are doing it for the right reason, but honestly, the right reason is only one. It is love. We cannot go this life without loving ourselves either. Sometimes I feel like forsaking myself is the best way to do it. Like that's the beginning of selflessness. No, the beginning of selflessness is to value yourself so much. The beginning of loving others is to begin to love yourself. Sometimes I feel like no one can hold me accountable for hating myself, when I'm not bathing, I'm not feeding myself well, I'm not being healthy, I'm hating my every day, my every existence. But I came to the point that my existence is inevitable. I can't escape being here. So in order for me to have a fruitful existence to myself and to others, I need to first accept myself, love myself, before I can extend that to other people. So if I haven't accepted the reason that I'm here, the reason that I'm going to continue being here, I'm fooling myself. I need to love myself the way I am with all my faults before I can sympathize and empathize with other people. Before I can accept them as they are, I need to accept myself first as I am. Like to even spend time with people productively, you first need to be able to spend time with yourself. Like there is nothing that we can run away from within ourselves and think we can find it in other people. So who you are, the kind of belief and values you hold secretly within yourself is what people get to see in motion. That he doesn't have to explain himself. We know him. What you need to understand is the undeniable reality that you cannot work on building others if you haven't built yourself first. You cannot work on accepting others if you haven't accepted yourself first. You cannot work on sympathizing and empathizing with others if you haven't given yourself grace first. You cannot forgive if you haven't forgave yourself first. You cannot be a doctor if you haven't healed yourself first. So it always begins with you. This is not self-centering of some sort. This is not narcissism. This is where it begins. These are the baby levels. Because sometimes we be like, okay, what is expected of me is just to give it out. And I'll be at peace and everybody will leave me alone. Yet no. I want to really bring you into perspective because we really mistake the concept of self-denial and we think, you see, God just wants us to be miserable. God just wants us to drag ourselves down as long as our neighbors and Him are taken care of. Well, God is going to let us off the hook. What if you are part of the neighbors that is expecting you to love? Charity begins at home. What if you need to first love yourself, care for yourself? Because how can you show up to life, to the life that you have even given up? The reason why we cannot be livelihood in our functions at work, at school, it's because we've given up on life itself. So we need to first come back to build this curiosity, to build this fantasy of life, in order for us to be able to get out and find ourselves in motion. You see, you will always find out that the people who are excelling, the people who are giving their very best, they are driven by so much love for something. They have these targets. You see, to them that dream still appears precious, worth fighting for, satisfying. To you, you haven't valued yourself enough to think you deserve a certain achievement, a certain reward, a certain pursuit, a certain endeavor. How do you think you're going to go that after the thing in any way? Because you don't have the mental acceptance of its value. You haven't bought to the kind of happiness it is promising. We need to drop ourselves down into the purpose of life.